Hello, everyone. This is Jimmy Cultist, and today we're going to be doing another sculpting video similar to Megalon. The only difference is this time we're going to be doing Godzilla Minus One by popular request. Not so much on the channel. I don't know if people requested it heavily on the channel, but they did request it on Dreams, so yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Gonna set the fog range really far. All we're doing here is basically just setting up our little sculpt room. Getting it ready for the process. Oh, we'll also want to get rid of some other things. We won't be needing this, and we'll want to turn that off because he's not going to be jumping at all. And this is stuff we're going to have to do later, but we might as well get it done now. Turn off motion sensor movement, turn off auto look. And there you have it. Puppet mirror, and we can move both arms and legs. This is really good when we're going to be resizing him, you know, and getting the right proportions. And Godzilla Minus One kind of has digigrade legs, sort of, ish. So that's a thing. Now the distance between legs is sometimes difficult to judge, but I'm going to try to do my best. I think that should be about right. And we're also going to have to mess around a bit with the distance between torso and upper half. Got very wide shoulders, parallel with his hips, which is a bit... I don't know, that's a bit odd for Godzilla. Usually his shoulders are narrower or, you know, something, but they're about the equal length as his hips. Or equal width, I should say. He also has a rather long neck, so we're going to need the stretch tool to put that out there. This will be subject to change. This is going to be the final version. It's mainly just the silhouette. We mess around with these things quite a bit. Okay, a good shape for the legs. I think I'm gonna go with something a bit like this. I do have some reference photos on hand, you know, so that I can kind of get this right. Got kind of thinner legs, actually. I think this needs to be shorter. We can modify this as needs be. Make these larger. One thing we want to do, because of these weird cuts, you really don't want those things in there. It'll cause all sorts of issues with the sculpt. All right. I will just get the three-toed feet. I'm probably going to do it something more like this. use this kind of tentacle shape or whatever. Forget what it's called. Again, we'll be subject to change, so it's gonna look kind of stupid in the meantime. We're just trying to get the proportions and all that figured out before anything else. I hope we can get fairly far, because I would like a nice thumbnail. And the early sculpts, well, you know, they don't really look very photogenic. I'm using several reference photos to kind of piece together his shape or whatever. There we go. I think we're approaching something. This doesn't look very good at all currently. But we could always try and widen it. Go ahead and try and get the neck in there. Not a lot to that part. That's a little bit closer. Let's go ahead and get the hand real quick. It's a good old hand that I've used in so many creations. I'll turn down the luminoids and shut off the color tint amount. Should all be good. So turn up the bolt springiness. Now, since he is Godzilla, he's only got 3 fingers. So we're going to have to keep that in mind. Wonder which would be best. Rip out this middle finger. I think we'll just rip that one out. It's actually an interesting thing about my old Godzilla games, and even the recent one. A lot of people have been quick to note that Godzilla, the one I made, has, what do you call it? He has 5 fingers instead of the usual 4. And I assume a lot of people, you know, thought this was a mistake. It is not a mistake. He has 5 fingers. One other thing we might do is double tap on this, take off the luminoids. I generally do this with my stuff. I guess you don't always have to do it, but with a lot of my recent creations, I like turning off the luminoids. It just generally looks better. Let's get a good pose. The size of the hands, I guess, can be evaluated later. Turn on live clone. And we're going to go ahead and make these 2 things invisible. Alright. Now his hands should be slightly bigger. And we're going to go ahead and try giving them claws right off the bat. Might be jumping the gun a bit, but I think it would help. I think it would look better and just overall be useful to us. Just placeholder claws, of course. Also, I want to paint the hands the same color as everything else. It just kind of looks better that way. And we might give them a little pose. It's more like that he has in the film. And if we just want to copy this over, scope in. Make sure to drag that over before you delete all this stuff. There we have it. Kind of has these little spiny things coming off. Might want to get down to those. Of course, we haven't got his head yet. That's a pretty important factor. This is only the basic outline of his head, mind you, not his actual final head. See if we can get this pretty close. Looking at his head, it's not too dissimilar from Godzilla 90s. Or Heisei Godzilla, you know, whichever you want to call him. Take down the blend a little bit. Keep in mind, we're going to change this later, so, you know, if it looks not so sweet, just imagine what Megalon looked like in his early stages. You've got an idea what we're dealing with. Now, I may go ahead and duplicate the head. The main purpose being is to give him a jaw. Even a rudimentary jaw at this stage probably would help a bit with the sculpting process. Yeah, a big trick in Dreams is being able to see how this thing will come out later, after you've added all the goodies. I feel like the head is too arched. It needs to be flatter, so let's go ahead and correct that. Yeah, it's kind of Godzilla Minus One. Not really, but, you know. You gotta work in small strides before we can reach the peak of the mountain or whatever. One thing I really appreciate about his design is he has a very small head. I feel like that works better. Let's take a look at our reference. Of course you can't see it, but it's there. Oh, a little tip. You could actually, if you want to reposition the head, let me show you a little quick tip for that. I'm going to delete this bottom jaw, group it with the upper one, turn off that. But basically, if you just want to resize it, group and then delete the upper one, and you've got a repositioned head. You could do the same with the jaw. Just group, lift it up, and you can correct the wire later so that that's not a problem either. think we can put this back to its spheroid shape. Yeah, we're kind of getting somewhere. Yeah, now we're really getting somewhere. Gonna delete these, not quite satisfied with them. So Only placeholders. Again. Really starting to resemble something. Don't know if I really have a profile for his back. But we'll figure something out. Now let's get the tail. That's always an important aspect. As tails go, his is not super different from any other Godzilla, I would say. Probably won't be that difficult. I mean, depending on what your definition of difficult is. Something not going right here. Maybe making it slightly longer than it is in the film, I don't know. We could always correct this, though, by simply shrinking it a little bit. I feel like it's not quite centered. His tail's also kind of segmented. Some of these things we can correct later. Anyway, I think we're in a pretty good position of goodness. And now I think we'll go ahead and try to get those interesting dorsal fins under control. May take some doing. We'll get it done. Let me take a look at the reference. Don't want to lose sight of our work here. Okay, so we have this kind of not sure why. This might be some underlying psychological thing, but when I look at these spines, I'm reminded of Doritos. Maybe you could comment below if you know why that is. Tell me why I get Dorito vibes from his dorsal fins. Might be making them too sharp, I don't know. Comment below if you think we're making them too sharp. Well, we can always try again. I'm gonna keep this one just in case. I feel like they need to fan out a bit more. Having a lot of trouble figuring out why that is happening. Okay, let's put this back. Something's not quite right. I just start again from scratch. Okay, let's see if we can get this right this time. The other one's not bad, but it doesn't quite, I don't think it's quite going to cut it for some of the later areas we have to do. Shrink it down just a little bit. I think we might be going in the right direction again. We will have to reduce some things, though. Yeah, I think we're getting there. Yeah, I think we're kind of there. We do have to think about the fact that these things later on are going to pop out of his back, though, so always be vigilant, I suppose. Alright. See if we can get the pattern right on his back. I could always change it later if it's not exactly 100%. It appears there's this one massive dorsal fin right here, at least according to my reference. I may look up another one just to kind of have a good guide, because I feel like I'm kind of getting lost here in the back. Probably need shorter ones too. Ones that are a bit more stubby, I think. That's probably was one of the things that we're lacking. So just copy this out without live cloning. And we'll make an attempt to trim it down just a little bit. And I assume this is what we're needing. I could be wrong. They kind of stop at a certain point. They get replaced by these sort of gilly-looking things. So I think that might be good. I really have a tendency to want to put things on the neck, even when it's not desirable. We could always correct that issue later. These look like they need to be much bigger, based off what I'm seeing from the reference. I mean, in order for them to be visible at that, distance, they would have to be pretty large. And you're gonna have to take it on good faith that when this is all said and done, it'll look, you know, proper. Does have some spines going on in here. Oh, he also has these things on his, kind of has like these spikes coming out. And he's got this, he's got these really pronounced cheeks. Well, maybe not that pronounced, but, you know, we're trying to get in that position. Yeah, I think we kind of get there. Look better with teeth, of course. The neck is not right. See what this would do. It's always worthwhile to test things. I guess we could also add some of those scaly scale things there. Almost want to make the tail big again, just to see what that would be like. Yeah, it doesn't quite work. I think we're better with the large approach. Alright, we're out of time, so I guess we'll have to call it a day. Not a bad approach, though. I think we're getting in the position of goodness. Still just a basic outline. We're going to give a quick shout out to monthly supporters on Coffee. There they go. And that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss another video. If you wish to support our earnest insanity, you can check the links in the description to donate or buy merch. Until next time, goodbye.